Aquarius, what's up? I hope that you're doing great. Welcome to this general reading of yours. This one is focusing on the law of attraction, karma, manifestation, cause and effect, all of those things that can either pave the way for us or it can really block the way for us. All right. So obviously in this reading, take what is for you. Maybe a lot of it is for you. Maybe just some of it is for you. Let me know in the comments. I really like to hear. But for now, we're going to start off by first taking a look at what has your archangels got to say to you. Then we're going to focus on what are you really, doing well. So what do you want to keep on doing well? What is to your benefit? Using Thought Tarot, we're going to look at what is the, the real sort of actual question or the focus that you really want to be sort of zooming in for your highest good, really. And then also with the part forward, clarifying using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Amazing deck of cards. Let's see what we got. If you can watch this reading from beginning to end, I'd really appreciate it because it really helped me with the YouTube algorithm. You got perspective in reverse. And perspective is typically known as the Hanged Man. If I turn it around, you can see it almost looks like a man that's hanging upside down. So perspective in the reverse position there with Archangel Chamuel. And Chamuel, when I first, many years ago, when I first started to study angels, actually, Chamuel, which came through to me as Camuel, was the first angel that presented itself to me, and the exercise was, and if you're not into angels, you might want to do this as well. It might be very beneficial, but the exercise was that you open yourself to your angel coming through for you. And so I got, Chamuel, basically, as I got it with the spelling, and I got that exact spelling, and I thought to myself, okay, that's interesting. I'm probably just, sucking these things out of my thumb until many years later I actually saw that, So the card said that there's a better way, pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. For me, this card is almost like, and especially the way that I'm getting it at the moment, be very careful. I am giving it to you in the reverse position. I'm just showing it to you upright. But, I really get that. I feel that, it's almost like you got the guidance to be careful, to not just sort of go with the norm, go with the everyday, go with what's expected. So I feel you're sort of like doing your own thing here, sort of like, beating your own path, opening the forest type of vibe, or creating your own path. And a lot of people might not exactly be jumping up and down and saying, hooray, look for you, how amazing that is. They'll be like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. This is convention. We don't go from this. It makes everybody uncomfortable. Remain in the box, that sort of thing, So your angels are saying to you, they've seen that you have really started to follow your intuition. You've started to follow your guidance. You've started to follow your own path. I can see a lot of clarification coming through for you in your dreams. And you've been following the motivation. So it's almost like your spiritual team is saying thank you, because you are following the guidance that they have been given to you. You've moved, and I feel that for some of you, you've moved past the point of like doubt, but I feel for many of you, it was very much a sense of like, well, I might be imagining this, but I'm going to roll with it anyways. And they said they don't really mind which way you go, as long as you follow the path, which you have been. So, and for many of you, there was a pause that you were at, there was a halt that you were at, and I feel that pause is done now. So now is a time where a lot of things might unfold for you very, very beautifully. A lot of manifestation can come about, beautiful manifestation coming about for you. It's because when you needed to pause and reflect, you paused and reflected, and now you understand that it's time for you to go forward. Okay? So let's look at what are you doing well, even though you're obviously doing that really, really well, and what is it that you want to, continue on? Just imagine if we get that same card twice. I mean, that does. I was speaking to a friend of mine earlier on. Look at that card flying. I was speaking to a friend of mine earlier on, and we're speaking about the same cards presenting themselves over and over and over. Even better, because this is the end of a cycle. And where a lot of people really go into a mode of panic at the end of the cycle, because it's that space where sometimes we thought someone's going to stay in our life, something is going to stay in our life. You sort of had your mind set up that that's how it's going to be. And I always say with 21, it's almost like you graduated, and this is the space where things are working out better than you expected, better than you could have ever dreamed for yourself. And as I said, some people, when they get to this space, they get very panicked and they get very overwhelmed, and because they're like, oh my goodness, what if nothing happens and stuff like that. And I feel that you've made this beautiful journey from the spiritual realm, completed what you needed to do. You can call it almost like in the 3D, so I'm not saying that anybody's going to die or anything like that, but you've done what you needed to in the 3D. Now you're sort of shifting very automatically, very gently from this, to the 5D, to that higher perspective, and you understand that it's time. And, I find that a lot of people, they often get so overwhelmed with, the whole sort of like moving to the next level sort of thing. And a lot of times they hold themselves back because of that. Whereas in your case, I feel that you understand that it's time to move forward. You understood when it was time to halt, and now you understand it's time to move forward. So you're following your intuition, you're following your guidance, which always leads to a lot of success. Okay, let's see what you've got here in Thought Tarot. So we're going to look at what is the right sort of question or the right sort of focus that you want to be sort of at, and then also the guidance for you going forward. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? So first we're focusing on the right question, the right focus. So let's say the bottom of the deck, and then this one over here. Okay, perfect. So let's see what we've got for you, my beautiful, beautiful Aquarius, my beautiful Aquas. Ooh, the right question, the Sun. This card just speaks exuberance. This is your time to shine. This is your time to really shine brilliantly and shine brightly. This is the time to not hold yourself back. So, I feel that for a lot of you, while you were in this sort of hermit mode, there was a lot of preparatory work that went along with that. And now you are ready. You almost like, this card always makes me think of, when you speak about the twins, like the Lovers card, basically, the twins, which is really choice, it really speaks about the duality of the universe. And the reason why it's really called the Lovers, and I'm talking about that Lovers card now, that was initially called choice, is because it speaks about the duality of life, the duality of the universe, the duality of yourself. That if you're looking for a twin flame, for example, that you're really looking for yourself, that that essence, that core of yourself. And I always feel like the Sun energy is that it's matured. It's like you made the right choice, and now you're really getting to benefit from having made that right choice, which is amazing. Let's clarify that. For my beautiful, beautiful Aquarius. That's so amazing. That's so incredible. Only really amazing things coming your way. Remember what I said in the beginning of the reading. Beautiful manifestation. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful manifestation that is happening here for you. Really rocking, eh? Rocking it. Let's see. I'm going to take the top one that came out here. I'm going to put the rest back, and I'm going to take this one sticking out. Okay. Oh, this Death card is showing up over and over for everybody. The Hierophant has been showing up quite a bit as well in today's readings. And I do like a complete shuffle in between, readings. And again, amazing how this, cards keep on coming out, the same cards over and over. And it's about a higher perspective. The world sees the world in a certain way, very black and white. And I feel that for you, you've kind of moved past that. You've kind of moved past that whole thing of seeing the world in black and white, really moving into this beautiful manifestation here. Like seriously, like on another level. It's so amazing. Very inspired ideas coming to you at the moment. Again, within sleep, maybe you're doing something that has got, nothing to do with spirituality per se. Maybe you're just doing your thing, cooking food, you're just doing your thing, chilling or whatever. And then there is the universe letting you know that it's time for that next level. It's time for that, that next level of sort of like incredibleness for you, really. So it's definitely time for that next level. Okay, next level loading, basically. Okay, and then we look at what it is that you want to keep on doing. And here you've got the 9 of discs, which is the 9 of pentacles, which is speaking about gaining. Stay on the path that you are. You know, be sure to not stop doing the good work that you've been doing. A lot of times, you know, we put so much effort and energy and time and practice and knowledge and acquiring knowledge and applying knowledge into how to go to that next level. And then when it's, you know, when we're kind of there, then we stop doing that. And then when you do that, then your manifestation takes a different turn, and then you can't understand what happened. And then you know, you want to say, like, we at the moment, you know, we in Scorpio season, and we in between these, you know, 2 eclipses, and there's these solar flares that are happening, and Mars is in retrograde. And, you know, that is why things are not working out for you. But more often than not, it's because we are changing things, you know, in our own capacity. And I always say to people that if you're going to look at astrology, make sure that you look at all of astrology, educate yourself. You know, it's a sad reality that a lot of people look at astrology and they look at it from a negative point. People are actually deliberately creating fear with astrology so they make more money and stuff like that, which is really, really sad, but that is just what's happening in the world. So educate yourself, you know. So as I said, a couple of things happening at the moment. There's so much information available on YouTube. So maybe things that you want to look at. So first of all, start with looking at your own natal chart. And there's a link for that in the description down below. It is free. It says free natal chart. Know first of all what your chart is all about. You know, and then look at your placements for your Mars, for example, and that will explain all of that to you. And what does it mean when Mars is in retrograde? What does it mean that there are solar flares? What effect does that have? How does it make? How do you go through those challenges? How do you gain from those challenges? What does eclipses mean? What is Scorpio season all about? You know. Don't just look at readings and say, oh, I like what they say and I don't like what they say. Because then you only get like 1% of what a reading can actually offer you. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's clarify action steps going forward, things that you will benefit from. Let me know how this is aligning with you. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So judgment, again, it's about those releases. Keep on doing those releases. The 3 of Wands, your ship is in the harbor, and the justice energy. Anything that is not balanced, anything that is not working, anything that is not flowing, it's becoming rectified for you by the universe. You know, the universe is really stepping in here for you with justice energy, harmony coming in, diplomacy coming in. With this beautiful judgment energy, it's that Pluto energy, it's that rebirth energy. It's a lot of releases that are taking place for you at the moment. And, you know, there's a space of freedom coming about. Some of you may have been carrying a perception about yourself for quite a while, and you started to release that. And I would say continue to do that. Be willing to be open to the idea that there might be more releases. 2 days ago, I did the most powerful exercise. For some of you may have seen some of my previous videos. There was literally the biggest sort of bump right here on my wrist. So there's like a slight bit of it left, and it was there for probably about 2.5, 3 months. And, you know, I said to myself, there must be a reason why it's there. Maybe my body's trying to release itself from, you know, from toxic energy that I was holding on to. And I realized that in many ways, I was still holding on to a lot of the sort of like the pain and stuff of when I was working in hospitality and maybe things from school. And so I started to release that, and overnight, this literally went down overnight. You know, so also pay attention to the signs that your body has given you. You know, also be open to the idea that if you feel that you need medical help, seek it. You know, doctors literally, the things that they can do these days, 100 years ago, that were plain pure miracles. Okay. Your ship is in the harbor. Things are coming in for you. Don't worry about that. And definite justice here. Everything working out in your favor. Really beautiful. Anything that you might be worried about, concerned about, don't really need to be all that worried, because a lot of things are being phased out of your life, which is really, really fantastic. Your ship is most definitely in the harbor, and you don't have to look for it that far. A lot of you might feel that's a wonderful lot of things coming, and you're like, is this my imagination? No, amazing things are coming for you. Claim that for yourself. If it resonates with you, place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath, my beautiful Aquarius, and say, I claim this for myself. Okay. So that's what I got for you. Hope that helps. Really appreciate if you do all those things that us YouTubers like you to do: liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And from my heart, namaste. See you next time, beautiful, beautiful souls. And I wish you all the best, because all the best is available in the cards for you at the moment.